Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to learn to take data and turn it into a pictograph. A pictograph is helpful because it's an easy visual to see how many flowers someone picked or favorite sandwiches. So when you look at transferring information from a tally chart to a pictograph, what you want to do is this. The first thing you want to do in a pictograph is make sure that you understand what each picture stands for. So one of the strategies I like to use is to circle the key. Then we know in this one, each circle stands for one flower. Now we're transferring this information over to this graph, so we want to make sure the information is exactly the same. So another tip I would say is instead of tally marks, let's just turn these into numbers. So Jessie had 3, Inez had 5, and Paulo had 4. Now that's going to be much easier when I transfer my information from this tally chart over to here. So I can see that Jessie had 3, and because each one of these circles counts for 1, they've drawn 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. So when we get to Inez, can you think about how many circles we're going to draw? Yes, you're exactly right. We're going to draw 5 circles, knowing that each one of those circles counts for 1. And Paulo has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's great about graphs is that once you get them completed correctly, the answers are right there for you. So let's look at this next activity. And it says we're going to use this tally chart again to complete the picture graph. Draw a happy face for each child. So I'm going to remember the strategies that I can use to successfully do this. I'm going to circle my key because sometimes, boys and girls, that key, sometimes each one stands for 5 or 2 or 10, even 100 or 1,000. So I know that I'm only going to draw one happy face for each one of these tally marks. And this graph is called Favorite Sandwiches. This is the title. Again, we want to transfer this information into this picture graph. So I'm going to start with making sure I have just numbers written here instead of tally marks. So I have a 5, I have 2, I have 4, and I have 3. Now take a minute, you can pause the video if you need to, and see if you can fill out your picture graph matching this information. Okay, cheese is 5, so I know that each happy face stands for 1, so I'm going to do 5 happy faces for cheese. Okay, 2 happy faces for ham. 4 happy faces for tuna. And 3 happy faces for turkey. Okay, so now this information and this information is exactly the same. Now let's answer our questions. It says, how many children chose tuna? So this is what I was talking about. It makes it really simple because I have tuna, 4, and tuna, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it doesn't even matter, boys and girls, if you're not sure how to say that word. All you're going to do is match it. Now, on the next one, it's asking us a comparison problem. So we're going to not just count and add. It says, how many more? So what you need to see is how many more children chose cheese than ham. And there's a couple ways you can do this. I like to put this reminder that how many more means to subtract because I'm comparing. And I can put the number of cheese sandwiches here, which is 5, and ham sandwiches here, which is 2. And I can simply turn this into a subtraction problem and go 5 minus 2 equals 3. Another way I can do it is to look at the graph that I made. I can look at cheese and I can look at ham. And how much bigger is cheese than ham? Well, I can see that these match, these match. Look at this empty space right here. 1, 2, 3. It is 3 bigger. So 3 more children chose cheese than ham. So now I'm going to go to the next page. So turn the page, and we're going to have an opportunity to do this same skill again. I would like you to try it on your own. So pause the video, and then we'll do it and check how you did when we come back. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to remember the strategies. Give me a thumbs up if you remembered to circle the key. That's very important because it's going to tell us how much our pictures stand for. The next thing is I'm going to take my tally marks and I'm just going to put the numbers next to it because it makes it easier. I have a 4, a 2, a 5, and a 3. Now I'm simply going to transfer this information over to this information. So I know apple's 4, plum is 2. Oh, because this graph is called the favorite fruit. So I should be telling you that. This one's 5, bananas, and oranges is 3. Okay, thumbs up. Does your graph look like mine? Except you probably drew neater happy faces. Okay, now I can simply answer these questions. So, how many children chose banana? You got it exactly right if you said 5. Now this is like the one we did on the previous page because now we need to know how many fewer children chose plum than banana. So I want you to try that on your own. And I'm thinking about how many fewer kids chose plum than banana. So I can do it my 2 ways. I can put the number of plums here, which is 2, and the number of bananas here. Oh my goodness, it's the exact same problem as our other one. 5 minus 2 is 3. Or I like to use the graph. How many fewer is in the plum line? And there we go, as our answer. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Okay, now this is an interesting one because this is going to require a little more thinking. The Math on the Spot video is on Google Clever. If you go through Clever, you can find Go Math and it will give you that video. But for right now, if you'd like to go watch it, pause the video. How many children chose a fruit that was not a plum? Okay, we know this is all the favorite fruits. So how do I figure out how many children chose a fruit that wasn't a plum? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to cover up plum because I know I'm not going to be counting that one. And I think I'll count the rest of the happy faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Who got 12? Good job. All right, and then I can also double check by saying apple's 4. I'm not going to count plum because it said except that was not a plum. Banana's 5 and orange is 4. No, 3, sorry. So I can add it. 5 plus 3 is 8 and 8 plus 4 is 12. So I got that exactly right. All right, now this is going to help us. The work we just did on this one is going to help us with our last problem today. Now it says which 3 fruits were chosen by a total of 10 children. So I know these are my numbers that I'm talking about. So I have to figure out which 3 numbers add up to 10. So you could definitely do a guess and check, but if not, I'm going to do this. Look at this. I know that 2 plus 3 is 5. And I know 5 plus 5 is 10. So I am going to say it is plum, banana, and orange. If I wanted to double check, I could count those. Plum, 1, 2, then banana, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then orange, 8, 9, 10. Great job, boys and girls. Keep learning, and we'll see you tomorrow.